Everything just fell perfectly into place for the Houston Texans. Specifically, training camp has been going well for one person and somebody who was pretty bad-mouth last season, somebody who did not play up the standard in the playoffs, kind of had defensive breakdowns as a blocker. I thought he was going to be traded by this point in the offseason. We talked about it in the comments, and that is the money hole that they signed him to, that 3-year, $36 million contract, and then he just didn't play like the guy that they were paying for. So now you're looking like you're going to get the guy that you expected through training camp. We'll see what actually happens come regular season in week 1, but that is great news for the new all-star tight end, potential breakout season, question mark? Let's get into it here. Texans Digest, 75% of you are not subscribed. Would appreciate any support on the channel. If you would hit that sub button, appreciate you. Welcome to the Texans community. As for Dalton Schultz, I mean, he's looking pretty good in camp. I mean, what can you ask for from somebody who did not play very well last season? Your head coach is talking well about him. There were questions about, hey, were you injured last year? Is that why you weren't doing so well? So that's kind of where you have to look at everything in perspective and kind of look at this Chiefs game last season to where, he's trying to get better. My performance is always second. He's a team guy. He doesn't care about himself, and that's what you want to see, a selfless guy on this team. And it's really, the Texans have been so greatly coached ever since DeMeco Ryans heading into their third season together. DeMeco, CJ, Will Anderson, the three kind of rookies, if you will. But, I mean, looking at this season, Dalton Schultz has to prove himself. He got that 3-year contract based off the 1-year prove-it deal that he got from Dallas. He got a big contract, did not play the greatest last season. I know I saw a lot of people in the comments said, Schultz he's not good. And that may be the case last year, but can he step up this season? And that's kind of what we're looking forward to, hearing a lot of good things in training camp, and got a few clips to show you in training camp. Let's just go to the first one right here. Dalton. As you look at kind of this play right here where he's just kind of mossing CJ Gardner-Johnson. Got to play one more time. But that is a great catch right there from a tight end who wasn't as physical last season. He just didn't catch as many contested balls. And if you're going to have that player out of the tight end position, I mean, Christian Kirk is going to be looking good. Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins. Talk about weapons on weapons on weapons. I mean, it's going to look really well. And on top of that, we'll go ahead and play a soundbite from head coach DeMeco Ryans talking about how Dalton Schultz is the guy that we're seeing, that guy that we were expecting in Dallas, and he is looking like his full potential self right now.
Dalton has continued to improve throughout camp, just watching him from day one. Like, he's came out with a phenomenal attitude, urgency to get better in the running game, also in the passing game. And people that have been here, you've seen him make some tremendous catches in the passing game and looking like the old Dalton. And the guy we thought, we would get coming from Dallas, guy who made a ton of plays in the passing game, that's who I'm seeing showing up this camp. So it's good to see him. He's looking fresh, playing fast, making plays, great catch radius, making big plays in the passing game. Expect to see more of that.
Whenever your head coach is speaking well about you, I mean, that's what you want to see. DeMeco Ryans is basically, this is our guy, and that's who we're seeing in training camp. So, again, come regular season, we'll find out. But the Texans' defense is pretty standout, pretty great. So, I would take his word for it. I mean, DeMeco is going to keep it real. I mean, that's kind of what he's done. He's not going to necessarily badmouth a player, but he will say, hey, this guy's got work to do. Hey, we're seeing a little bit of, and actually say, hey, we got this to move. I don't know if he'll say it to the media, but he'll definitely say it to the players. So, as for Dalton Schultz, this is the guy you want to see. And looking forward to this season, you look at, can he stay on the field? I mean, he's going to play through everything. He said it himself. It's just a matter of the last year to this year, what can he replicate? And he actually talked about potentially being injured last year. And, I mean, the fact that he can fight through this season or last season and just continue to put it on his chin for the team, I mean, that's all you can ask for. I mean, Schultz himself being asked all these questions, I'm just going to throw it to him.
Dalton has continued to improve throughout.
I had a couple things done in the offseason that I was kind of working through, and just now I think finally getting back on the field, getting back into football, I feel really good.
Were you hurt last year?
No. Dude, that's hard. Everybody's hurt, dude. Like, no matter. Right. Like I went through just some like rehabs and some deficiencies that I had. But like, I don't know, everybody's hurt, dude. Like nobody's fresh, especially in the playoffs. Like you ain't playing somebody at 100%. That's like the beauty of the game, is to try to find a way to give everything you have into whatever percentage that you want to call your health at that point. You know what I mean? Everybody's fighting through that. And so that's just a battle. It's the war of attrition that we play. And I was happy to get an off season under my belt where I could just kind of refocus on getting my body back to a really nice baseline.
A bounce back year could be incoming for Dalton Schultz. I feel like you obviously can tell he's not going to blame injury. He's not that type of person. But the fact that he had to work through a couple different things looks like an easier Nick Caley offense to understand. The guys just look to be more in tune this season. And that's more of a reason why I'm concerned to why nobody's talking about the Houston Texans. I think the Jaguars will keep it a close race for the AFC South title just because that's a new offense. Trevor Lawrence finally got a couple good receivers, and you have a new offensive mind in Liam Combs. So that's going to be our biggest competition, guaranteed. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville's won the 2 games back, but a big key to success this season is Dalton Schultz, because if he can't block, as great as he is offensively, if he cannot block, he can't be on the field. And that's kind of why they drafted Cade Stover, is because he was such a great blocker at Ohio State. And all the bogus that he's not really going to be a good receiver, he didn't run that many routes. I mean, he is still a good receiver. Cade Stover is a beast. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You put him at fullback, he could see what he could do. But Schultz is a guy who is an offensive weapon. And that's kind of why you got him. Somebody who's quick over the middle. You know, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but his build is literally the Travis Kelce's, the fast over-the-middle guys that can be good athletes, block well, but still catch the ball in stride and be almost like a wide receiver that can make a guy miss. I mean, Schultz is fast enough that he's not necessarily in the category of tight ends, but he's not. I don't want to say he's not big enough because he's a monster, but you understand what I'm saying here? He's your classic tight end that you want. Somebody that is a George Kittle who can block, who can run very fast, is basically a wide receiver that's 6'4", 6'5", and can block well and play good out of the tight end position and know, the coverages and the holes and whatnot. So realistically, Schultz just sounds like he is a very veteran player who now knows his role and looks like he's figuring it out. So props to Dalton Schultz. It really does look like a good season, and let's just take a flashback here to the training camp in West Virginia. They went to the first time since 2018. They rarely go to West Virginia, but it was a good time to just get away from home for a little bit. The guys going to West Virginia. I mean, you still want to be in tune together with your teammates, and that's kind of what the biggest thing was said about the new kind of trip and the new scenery, if you will. So as far as the offense and how it's looking in training camp, I mean, there's really no negatives. I mean, you have the Texans run game pop for the first time all camp. Consistent runs of 5+ yards. That's always good. Nick Chubb's out there. CJ Stroud essentially forced first-team offense into another red zone period where they scored 8 and managed to clock perfectly. I mean, the offense is going to be the biggest test this year, and if Dalton Schultz can add to that rather than take away, that would be huge. I mean, I would love to see some 2 tight end sets. I've heard a lot of rumors that it's going to be a lot of like the Rams offense, so like I'm just honestly so excited for football season. Let me know in the comments. I feel like there's so little content out there that I'm trying to find anything here to talk about because realistically, Schultz is doing well. I think it's a good topic that we kind of have to address because of how he didn't really perform last season. But this season mainly comes down to offense. Offensive line breakdowns that were bad last year. Shaq Mason did not do well. The offensive line depth chart officially came out. It's Cam Robinson, Laken Tomlinson, Jarrett Patterson, Titus Howard, and Ariante Ursery. I don't think that's a bad group at all. And then to top it off, if you can have Cade Stover, Brevin Jordan, Dalton Schultz playing up the standard with, Christian Kirk moving in the slot. I mean, again, this is a very new team that's playing together with these wide receivers. So I love Dalton Schultz. I love what this team is going to be able to do. And honestly, this is what we have to see for the playoffs. I mean, we know they can perform in the regular season. We've seen it 2 years in a row. DeMeco Ryans clinches the division. He goes to the playoffs, wins a playoff game. Now you need to go on a run before you pay your massive stars, right? So your CJ Stroud, he's going to get a big contract. Your Derek Stingler already got a massive contract. Will Anderson, he's probably next. There's going to be players where you're going to have to give them the bag, and when that happens, you're less likely to win a Super Bowl. And now with a player like CJ Stroud, it's likely he'll restructure his contract to a team-friendly deal. But my point here is everybody is needed, and Dalton Schultz is looking like he is in the running for a tremendous upcoming season, maybe a bounce-back season. And I can't wait. I want him to be on the field. I want him to be the starter. I do not want him to get taken off the field. However, if he starts to slip, if he has an injury that's overblowing his play, sit him down. Or I don't want to say it yet, but potentially trade him, potentially whatever the season looks like. Okay, so Dalton Schultz, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think, it's a very great player, very great season ahead, and he needs to be somebody that adds to that core. I feel like I've been repeating myself. Apologies running on a while, but something like Zanetti Texans Digest, once again, just want to say thank you to everyone who has subbed to the channel. Appreciate all the support on the recent videos. Again, comments. I love talking to you guys in the comments, but 75% of you, once again, are not subscribed. If you would, come be a part of Texans Digest, hit that sub button, and we'll see you in the next episode. This has been Mike Zanetti, Texans Digest. Thanks for watching.